Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. On today's show, we've got beautiful homes to sell in your area. We've got all the homes available on our website at stephencooley.com, so please visit us on the web. Please stay tuned on today's show. We're going to talk about termites and other wood-boring insects that you need to be protected against, especially if you own a home. So please stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. I'm very excited today to have on the show with me Mike Rogers with Killingsworth Environmental. And Mike, y'all do a lot of different things, but one of the things you specialize in is termites.
That's correct.
And that's one of the hot buttons in our area, and selling over 6,000 homes. Every single one of them in my career has needed a Seal 100 letter in South Carolina, a different letter in North Carolina. And many of those need to be treated.
Right.
And so I'm excited to have you on today's show to talk about that.
Glad to be here.
I always like to start out real simple. Can you tell people what a termite is?
Basically, Stephen, in this part of the country, we deal with subterranean termites. They come out of the ground.
Right.
And the reason the FHA requires and the state requires a CO 100 is to make sure that when a piece of property changes hands, that it's not infested with termites.
Right.
And the termites that are coming out of the ground, they're not always visible. Sometimes they'll be on the outside of a wall and be very easily seen, but sometimes they'll be up inside a multi-brick foundation and you can't see them.
Absolutely. What does a termite look like?
Well, basically it's a little tiny, there's different stages, different life cycles. A swarmer will have wings, and a lot of times we'll see that in the spring, whereas a worker or a soldier has grown wings and actually swarmed out of the colony. The reason they swarm out is because the food source is getting small in that colony, and they actually swarm out as little kings and queens that swarm out to start new colonies.
Right.
You can see that a lot, and if you just go out in the woods, you can find termites easily in the woods. They're everywhere.
And they serve a purpose.
They're part of the eco chain. That's exactly right. You know, they turn dead wood into dirt. Imagine what the forest would look like if all the dead wood that fell out of the trees over time was still laying around.
Yeah.
You know, they actually turn that dead wood into dirt. Our job is to make sure they don't turn the dead wood that your houses are into dirt. Because
we do not want that.
We don't want that.
Well, how do you prevent termites from eating my house?
Well, basically, you know, there's various chemicals that we use. You know, we have to stop them from coming to the ground. There's a product now we use called Termidor, and it is a non-repellent termiticide. Back in the day of repellent termiticides, we had to form basically a barrier and keep termites in the ground. Today, we actually want termites to crawl through that barrier, get the molecule of fipronil on, and then they'll carry it back and pass it along in the colony. The biggest thing with us, Stephen, is the use of our dogs. We have 3 dogs that actually go and sniff out termites.
Oh wow!
So whereas a human with a flashlight is about 30% effective, these dogs are 95% effective.
Wow!
They can find termites through concrete, through a floor. Really, dirt-filled porches on crawl-space houses are really the most susceptible to termites. So a lot of times we'll take the dogs and just run across the dirt-filled porch and tell us if there's termites there. You think about when a house is being constructed, the construction guys throw everything they can in that porch because all they're going to do is fill it with dirt and pour a little concrete on top of it. So you get wood debris, McDonald's bags, everything in that dirt-filled porch. And really, that area has to be treated, and it has to be, but it can't be inspected because we can't go up in there.
So the dog helps with that.
The dog helps with that.
Can you tell me, just give us some tips for the average homeowner, things to prevent termites other than treatment, just some things that they should and shouldn't do?
The biggest thing is to have a real good inspection every year. Not necessarily a treatment, but a real good inspection every year with us or whoever you decide.
Right.
But again, a human with a flashlight is about 30% effective, but you need to make sure that it's real good inspected. Wood in contact with the ground is a conducive condition. Any type of high moisture is a conducive condition.
Okay.
There's a lot of things to consider when you're doing a termite.
And I would tell people don't store things under your house.
Try not to store things under your house. Any kind of cellulose, cardboard. Termites eat cardboard. So if you put anything in a cardboard box underneath the house, termites will destroy it.
Excellent. Other wood-boring insects other than termites around here we need to be worried about?
Old house borers, platypus beetles. There is a platypus beetle called an anabiad platypus beetle here. And basically, really and truly, they're more widespread if you have a high moisture condition than termites, because what happens is the egg is laid on the grain of the wood, and as that egg pupates through its life cycle, that little larva actually eats the wood. Then the hole that you see is an exit hole. Then that adult beetle will actually swarm and lay another egg. So it's a reinfesting situation, and that's covered in the CO100.
Absolutely. And this show airs in South Carolina and North Carolina. You do both areas.
We do both areas. We have 60,000 customers in this area. We have over 10,000 customers just in South Carolina.
Well, that is fantastic.
So we do all York and Lancaster County.
You're a termite worst enemy.
We are. We absolutely are.
Mike Rogers with Killingsworth Environmental. Mike, if people are interested in getting a treatment, an inspection, if they're closing their home and they need that letter for bank purposes, how do they reach your company?
They can call us on our 800 number at 1-800-852-8419, or go online to thebiggreenk.com and you can request a visit online. And then plus you can go in and see all of our demonstrations with our animals and different things like that, and you'll be amazed at what the dogs can do. It's really incredible.
Maybe next time on the show you can bring one.
Maybe that's a good idea. Real good idea.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely.
Again, Mike Rogers with Killingsworth Environmental, and we're talking about termites today. And if you've got any needs, please give him a call. We've got beautiful homes for sale on today's show, so please stay tuned. We'll be right back.